Good afternoon, YouTube. So I just wanted to come on here to talk about this recent story which has recently happened within the last few weeks. It happened this month. It was about an elderly lady. She lives in Hollywood, and she's 91 years old. She's basically retired and she was a housekeeper and everything. Her name was Miss Yvonne King. She's an elderly woman now. So she had been living in this home for 50 years, and then she had fallen behind on her taxes, and then she owed the county apparently about like $5,000. So then like a family member, I think it was her nephew, who had like then offered to help to pay for the behind what she was behind on basically. And then so yeah, that was what she had told her. And the thing is, she's blind, so she can't like properly like read forms and all these legal documents and everything, so she needs people to help her basically. So trusting as he was family, she then gave her trust over to him basically. So then instead of like bringing a form for her to sign that hey, like he would help cover the costs, and then like temporarily, and then sign it over back to her, and then instead what he actually brought her was a form, basically a quit claim deed, basically signing the house permanently over to him basically, so it's now his property now basically. So her son and her were outraged by this, and then decided to take the nephew, take him to court for what he had done. And then in court, the judge asked like whether if he got his money back and everything, the $5,000 back, would he be willing to then compromise and say, hey, this is my family basically, so let me just give them the house back since they've given me my $5,000 back. So he then said no, basically he wants the house for himself. He just and legally, like, there's nothing anybody can do about it. So yeah, so basically the house is his now, and she was then sent out onto the streets basically. She has nowhere to live really now. And the thing is, even though she is blind, she then now has, at least she knew her way around the house, because that was a house that she had lived for about 50 years. So then it's like, now it's like no matter where she moves now, she then would need to like then readjust to where things are, like moving around and readapting her senses as well. So it's just really unfortunate. So yeah, that's basically what has happened in the story. And in my opinion, I just think that even though legally like the house is his and everything like that, I just think that, you know, in all honesty, what he did was like really like cruel, like conniving, very heartless, very devilish and everything. And it's like, imagine, it's like, this is not only just an elderly woman, an old disabled and senior citizen, but it's like his own family, his own aunt, like double-crossed her like that. And it's like, it's just really sad the times we're living in now. It's like, you know, now it's like you can't even trust your own family with certain things, like to look out for you and everything. It's like, was just really cruel what he did. And I was just thinking to myself, if it was in my family, something happened like in my family, or even in my country in Africa and all that stuff, it's like he wouldn't have been able to get away with that. It's like in my family, like we would have at least disowned him or something. It's like really like just so cruel. Like, that's my thoughts on the situation. So I'm going to leave the link to the article in the description box. So please like, comment, subscribe, and like share my video. And I'd just really like to know some of your thoughts on the situation. Whether do you think it's fair that by law it's his now, or do you think at least as a family member, or like some saying that she was a senior citizen, should he at least have some kind of compassion towards her? And like, was he wrong for what he did? And it's just really sad when I like heard about the news of what had happened. So yeah, yeah, that's it basically. Like, comment, subscribe, share my video, and I'll see you all in the next one.